What on earth happened to Call of Duty and Battlefield? I remember back in the early 2000s, late 2000s, Call of Duty and Battlefield were at each other's throats. Every time a new release came out, they were fighting to be the better game, the most sales, the better gameplay, the better story, the better visuals. They were always fighting each other. And these days, it seems like everyone expects both franchises to be not very good. Can't swear just yet. Not very good. Now, there are obviously some very fair criticisms of both franchises. Absolutely. Both franchises at this minute in time are not doing very well at all. And it's very fair for everyone to not be happy about it. There is an argument to say nostalgia is the reason for it. I'd argue very different. But then you have Battlefield, which honestly does not release many games. We've had Battlefield 1 in 2016, then we got Battlefield 5 in 2018, I think it was, and then we had to wait 3 years for Battlefield 2042. There is an argument to be made that Battlefield 1 was the last good Battlefield game. I actually quite like Battlefield 5, despite the controversy around it. But today, Battlefield 2042, I've made a video, I said it was dead, and I still believe it's dead. I've had a lot of comments on this saying it's not dead, it's just not got as many players as before. Fair argument, but I think it's dead. There's no new content coming for it, I don't think, and if there is, I'm not fucking interested in it. So, it's dead to me. It's dead to me. That was the whole point of the video. It's dead to me. But the reality is, these two juggernauts are just not what it used to be, okay? They're just not. 2011, Battlefield 3. 2011, Modern Warfare 3. Two absolute juggernauts doing similar things, but in different ways. It was amazing. If you liked Call of Duty, you had Call of Duty. Everyone loved Call of Duty back then. If you like Battlefield, there's Battlefield 3. Enjoy Battlefield 3. It has a decent campaign. Has some really cool destruction. But today, everything surrounding these games is negative. Everything is always negative. And that is completely fine. In fact, I'd go as far as saying that these companies deserve the negativity around their games because they're just not that good anymore. Modern Warfare 3, for example. I mean, it's a pretty easy one to pick on at this minute in time. It is a £70 DLC. I say pound, so it's actually $80 here in the UK, something like that. It is a £70 DLC. They reused Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps, remade them for Modern Warfare 3, even though it was pretty clear that it was meant to be a DLC to Modern Warfare 2 because they're Modern Warfare 2 maps. And they still get away with it. It has the shortest campaign in any Call of Duty, I'm pretty sure, in history. And apparently, I haven't played it yet, apparently it's the worst campaign in Call of Duty history. That is a hard bar to meet, okay? There has been some really bad campaigns in Call of Duty history, okay? So for most people calling it the worst one, you have fucked up. You have fucked up, okay? And then you got Battlefield 2042. It doesn't even have a campaign. They focused entirely on multiplayer. And guess what? That game released in a worse state than Battlefield 4, okay? Battlefield 4 had a terrible launch. It had a terrible launch. If you were there in 2013, you would know how bad that launch was. But it's better now. It's actually a really fun game to play now. I was playing it recently. It's quite fun. But the point is, Call of Duty and Battlefield have absolutely declined in quality, without a doubt. Obviously, the gaming industry has been pushed much more towards the financial aspects, okay? The monetization, the value of players' time and money and all that crap. Basically, developers aren't making games for the fun of it anymore. They've got CEOs and people in suits and all that watching their backs, making sure they're implementing all these tactics to keep you playing these boring as shit games, okay? Just the reality. You've got things like skill-based matchmaking, which has made Call of Duty an absolute hellhole to play, which in a lot of ways is why Warzone was so popular, because the skill-based matchmaking, I mean, apparently they have implemented it. They implemented it way back, like when it first launched, but most people had this idea that skill-based matchmaking wasn't really in the game because it was a fair game mode, you know what I mean? You hop in, you jump down, you pick up your stuff, and if you lose, fair play. You got shot in the back, should have watched your back. You lost a gunfight, fair enough, you lost. You should have had your aim better. But then you got multiplayer, which has taken a massive decline in quality in so many aspects when it comes to progression, its level design, community aspects, voice chat, all of that stuff. I'm not saying we should go back to the days of calling everyone every curse word under the sun, but I'm saying back in 2009, back in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, even 15, there was a sense of community from Battlefield and Call of Duty. Or which way was it? Was it this way, Battlefield? I don't know, who cares? So there's so many aspects that have been lost to time with these games. And it's purely EA's and Activision's fault. Okay, it just is. These games weren't successful because they had super high budgets. They were successful because people just liked them. People loved playing them with their friends. People loved chilling out, coming home from work, having a beer or whatever, sitting down and playing a casual game of Call of Duty without having skill-based matchmaking thrown at them, causing them to rage and just go to bed angry. You know what I mean? Gaming was an escape. It was an escape. And right now, everyone's trying to be more realistic, more grounded, more just boring, to be honest with you. And it's just not working. But what are the real reasons for it? I will argue that the majority of the reasons is purely financial based, okay? You've got monetization, as I mentioned earlier, skins, emotes, sprays, all that stuff. Then you've got Battlefield's idea of cosmetics and, you know, time saver packs and all that crap for Battlefield 4. So monetization is obviously a big part of it. At the end of the day, these are companies. They want to make more money. They're never going to be happy with just sitting with what they've got. They're never going to be happy making $1 billion. They needed to make $2 billion, $3 billion, $4 billion, $5 billion, fucking $100 trillion. If they fucking could, they would. Okay, that's just how greedy these people are. Okay, that's what they need to do. It's business, stock. All that crap. I don't know anything about it. I've never made enough money to fucking invest in stock. Fuck off with stocks. Piss off. But point is, money. That's one of the biggest reasons. But I argue there is another reason. Loss of passion. When you play a new Call of Duty game, you don't feel the passion. When you play a new Battlefield game, you do not feel the passion. And I'm not saying there is no passion in these developers. I'm sure there is quite a few people working on these games that genuinely do care. They just don't have the time, resources, no, not resources, they've got plenty of money. They don't have the time or the leadership to pull off what could be a actual good game. They just don't have it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was apparently developed in 16 months. 16 months is a long time for people like me and you, probably. We don't make games. 16 months to make a game, a AAA game with a big budget like Call of Duty, is not enough time. It needs at least, at bare minimum, 2 years. 2 years bare minimum. But these days, they're meant to have 3 years. But they had 16 months to release this game. They rushed it out, and you could just tell. And like I said, I don't think it's just lack of passion. I think people are passionate about these games, but they are overworked, crunch, leaders that don't give a shit. That's just 3 things that I can name on the top of my head. Those things are pushing these games back. And the reason I care so much about it is because of kids today. Don't make it weird. Do not make it weird. I know someone's just laughed and made that weird. Don't do that. You're weird. Stop it. These kids today, they're growing up on games that are clearly made with predatory ideas. Ways to manipulate their noggin. Noggin means head for anyone that ain't British. Or maybe you do know that, I don't know. But essentially, everything that's been made when it comes to Call of Duty and Battlefield, it's just trying to get people to stay on these games for as long as possible, spend as much money as possible. From a business standpoint, yeah, that makes sense. I get it. But from an ethical standpoint, it's getting worse and worse. Kids today probably don't even know what a map pack is. A map pack used to cost about £10 here in the UK. 10, maybe £15, maybe 20 if you're pushing it. And you get 4 maps, usually 4 maps, sometimes more. New weapons, new skins, along with like a zombies map or 2 zombies maps sometimes. You know what I mean? That was good value. But kids today are dealing with skin packs that are £15 for the colour blue. £15 for the colour blue when you used to get 4 maps that they claim is so difficult to make now. And they get the colour blue, or a skin, or an emote or a spray for £15. Are you insane? Are you insane? I can't believe people buy it, man. But that's why I care about it. Because at the end of the day, Call of Duty is always going to sell. People are addicted to it. Battlefield, not so much. Battlefield has a tougher time. I'm surprised they're still making Battlefield games by how 2042 did, because that was meant to be the next revolution of Battlefield games. But we'll see where they take it. There are so many younger people that are going to grow up on this stuff, and they're going to just accept it. They're just going to accept getting fucked in the ass. They're just going to accept it. And that's horrible to think about. Horrible to think about. Now, there is hope. There is hope. There is a very good chance with Xbox buying Activision Blizzard that Xbox may take a step back, stop with the yearly releases for Call of Duty, and maybe, hopefully is the word, hopefully bring some sort of innovation back to the franchise, some passion, some care, some actual thought, some actual interesting campaign ideas, some interesting multiplayer modes, something that's new, something that's like made by passionate people that have the time to actually achieve their vision. That there is a chance of it happening. Will it happen? I can't, I don't know. I don't know. Xbox does not have a good track record. Halo Infinite. Well, another video coming on that soon. And then you got Battlefield, which is still under the leadership of Andrew Wilson. Right, I'm going to go on a mini rant. Bear with me. Andrew Wilson is not a good person. I don't think Andrew Wilson is a good person at all. He is the reason microtransactions like loot boxes exist. It was his whole idea for Ultimate Team, and then everyone nicked it. And he's also the reason that some of your franchises are being led by people that are just not not that they're not qualified, but they don't have the right ideas. They don't have the right ideas, and people are getting sick of it. And I think it goes down to Andrew Wilson. I do not like that guy. He screams corporate. He's a corpo, cyberpunk type stuff. Just like, every time I see him, it's like, oh, you dirty little bastard. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's not my kind of guy. I don't like him. But he's also the leader of EA at the minute. And so he is responsible for the state of Battlefield. He is responsible for the lack of new ideas coming out of EA, and specifically Battlefield. It's clear they wanted their Fortnite, and that's just a whole other bag of issues. But like I said, there is hope. I believe there's hope. The Sticky Man believes that there is hope out there for these franchises. The Sticky Man wants to stick with them, but I'm not going to be buying Modern Warfare 3. I refuse to buy it. I ain't got the money for it, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'm never going to buy it anyway, because it looks like crap. It's clearly made for no other reason other than to fill a DLC or a gap in the Call of Duty yearly release. Why they did that, I don't know. Xbox was buying them anyway, so who cares? But, I just gotta hope that that this industry that I'm building this YouTube channel around, but I will be doing movies soon, that this industry is going to bounce back from this. We still had amazing games this year, absolutely, but still the top sellers are still these mediocre, predatory pieces of shit. That's the reality. The best sellers are still mediocre, predatory pieces of shit. FIFA games, Madden games, NFL, whatever it is, NBA 2K or whatever it's called. I'm not a basketball guy. Call of Duty schlock, you know what I mean? It's just a bit depressing. It is a bit depressing, but we're not here to be depressed, okay? What do you think? I've filmed 2 videos today. My throat is killing. I may even do a third today for the Game Award nominee, so I can't wait to do that. What do you think? Leave your comments down below. I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Stick with the Sticky Man by subscribing if you are new. If you're not new and you've already subscribed, I love you. I'm under your bed right now, stuck to the bottom of your mattress. I'll be there waiting for you to join me, okay? Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And yeah, just have a good day. Just have a good day. We need more good days, don't we? Have a good day. Bye-bye.